I'm Mrs. Davis. Welcome to my channel, Happy Place to Grow. I'm glad you're joining me because we are definitely growing our reading skills together in a new video series called First in Phonics, where we're putting together our letter sound knowledge to help us read words by sounding them out, recognizing their letter sounds, putting it together beginning, middle, and end, blending it, and by practicing this skill, we're going to become proficient, automatic, independent, successful readers. Now, our focus has been on short A, for the last several lessons. We have been building at, add, app words. We've been putting together our beginning with the rhyme to build and read words. And we also mixed up the families and we were reading them, being surprised as we changed a beginning or an ending sound. We also, to sharpen up those skills, added what we're calling common words, words that we see a lot when we're reading signs or stories. They're high frequency words. We added the word my and the word the to our growing collection of words that we're storing up in our mind to be successful readers. Now, today's activity is going to go along with the sort that we did in our last lesson, where we were reading words and placing them in the correct rhyming family. And if they didn't rhyme with add, app, or at, we put them in the mystery column. That was fun. We did great. Today we're going to challenge ourselves because this activity involves listening. The main skill that we're going to be doing and using is listening. We're going to listen as I read a word that we've been familiar with, that we've built. You're going to listen to the beginning, the middle, and the end. And you're going to spell it on a piece of paper. So for this activity, you are definitely going to need some paper. You can use computer paper, lined paper, it doesn't matter. I'm going to show you how to set up quickly a grid because you're going to need a column for the at family, the add family, app, and mystery. You know, there is a connection with reading and spelling. It really helps you to remember words better if you write them down. If you think in your mind the sounds you hear and then you actually physically write them. Spelling and reading are connected. So this activity is definitely going to be a challenge. I'm going to be saying the word out loud. You're going to spell it and then we'll check it to see how we did. I would use a pencil for this activity so that if I needed to correct a letter that I maybe wrote backwards or I need to write it neater, then you can erase it. So get some paper, get a pencil. While you're doing that, I'm going to show you how to set up your grid. Pretty easy. Take your paper, fold it in half. I always fold and hold, and then I'm going to get a line here, and then I'm going to fold it again in half from that half, and that's going to give me my 4 columns because there are 4 sorting columns, okay? And then I'm going to fold, the paper will cooperate. Now I'm going to fold down. I like to do this, it's kind of fun, but you can just draw out your lines if you want. Make it easy on yourself. And one more time. Now we're going to have, when we get done with our folds, a lot of extra boxes, but I'd rather have too many than not enough. Fold again. And then one final time, that means we're going to have really skinny grid boxes. It's fine. It doesn't have to be totally equal. Mine was off just a little. I like to fold it like that because then I'm going to come back with my pencil and trace, which I did. I actually used a pen so you could see it, a marker. And I was just able to quickly pen that out. Now the top grid boxes are going to be for your headers or your titles that we're doing. We've got at up here, an ad, an app, and mystery. Okay, so go ahead and set that up. Now, as you're setting up your grid boxes, I am going to give you the directions. It's going to be pretty simple. You've got to tune up your hearing. I'm going to read a word out loud to you. You listen carefully for beginning, middle, and end, and you spell it, write the letters you hear in the box. So when I call out a word, if you hear and it rhymes in the at family, you're going to start at the top. And every time you hear an at word, you're going to put it in the column. Ad is the same, app and mystery. Now I'm not going to go in order. That's too easy. I'm going to call them out in a random order. But the first time you hear an ad, you'll put it in box 1, an app. If you hear another one, you'll go to the second box. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. After I get done reading to you and you get done writing the words, then we're going to check and see how you did on your spelling. And you can fix any mistakes that you make. Remember, it's the writing and reading connection that we're working on. First word, hat. Hat. Okay, write it in the column that you think it goes in. First box. Next word, tap. Tap. I'm giving you just a few minutes because writing takes a little longer than me reading. Okay, but if you need to pause the video, you can do that too. Next word, nap. Nap. Word number 4, dad. Dad. Next word, sad. Think about what you hear. What rhyme do you hear in sad? Think about the beginning and the middle and the end. And write it in the column it goes in. Remember, you're going down. Next word, my. My. It was one of our sight words, our common words. So think about the letters that form my and put it in the column that you think it goes in. Next word, cap. Cap. What do you hear at the beginning, middle, end? Write it neatly. Next word, fat. Fat. Okay, let's move on. You've got this. But you know, if you make a mistake, it's okay. When you're learning something new, sometimes you don't always get it right the first time, and that's why we're going to keep practicing. You'll get better. Believe in yourself. Here we go. Next word, lap. Lap. What do you hear? Beginning, middle, end. What does it rhyme with? All right, let's move to the next one. Mad. Mad. Where would you put it? Spell it neatly. Right. Next word. Had. Had. Did you get it down? All right. We're almost finished, and then we'll do our spell check. Next word. Cat. Cat. That one should be easy. Next word, the. Think about where it should go. 2 more words. Mat. Mat. Where should it go? Listen carefully. Mat. All right, final word, and then we'll do our spell check. Map. Map. All right. How do you think you did? I know that you did your best, and that's what's important. All right, I'm going to call out the word. I'm going to place it on the chart, and then I will put it in my grid, at least a few, so you can kind of match up. All right, here we go. First word was hat, and hat should go in the at family, and then, of course, you would write it. You would write it in the grid, and you would use your lowercase letters, of course. All right, the next word I called out was tap, and that goes in the app family. And hopefully when you spelled it, you used your lowercase letters, and your P should drop down. It shouldn't be a capital. And then nap, and of course nap and tap rhyme, so they're stair-stepped like that. And I would spell that in my grid. That should be looking like that. You know, and if you got it right, if you got it spelled right, I would put a check there. And if you didn't spell it correctly or one of your letters is backwards, you can circle it and then go back and fix it. That's good too. Because remember, it's getting our listening skills, our reading skills, and our writing skills all matched up. Those 3 practices together really help us get those words in. Then we had dad, and you could have used a lowercase d for this one or a capital. So we're in the add family. Looks like that. And make sure you've got your D, because if you turned that the other way, it would be dab, and that's not correct. So the letters have to be in the correct direction. So the skill has to be very carefully done. Then we had sad, so dad and sad. I'm going to put it. I don't want to spell sab. So if you put a B there, you want to circle that so you can fix it. And then we had my, which doesn't rhyme in the at or app. So that was a mystery. Now that might have been one that you had trouble with because it sounds like an I at the end. So if you need to fix that again, it's okay. We're practicing. Look at that lowercase y. It drops down. It's a letter that falls. Next word. Cap. Right. Tap, nap, cap. It was the 3rd app word. It wasn't our 3rd word called out, but it was the 3rd in that column. Okay. Remember, if you got it right, put a check mark. If not, if you didn't do it correct spelling, then you can fix it. Fat. Hat and fat rhyme. I'm going to put that in my grid box. is a letter that's tall. A T is a letter that's tall. They're not capital, but they are tall. Lap. And that goes with the app family. Tap, nap, cap, lap. That one's almost full, isn't it? We have a letter that's tall and a letter that falls. And then they sandwich that little small lowercase a. Mad. Dad said mad. That one's our third add word. Okay. Next up we had. Had. That's another add word. Hopefully you didn't spell hab. I'm working on my neat writing skills too with this activity. How you practice is how you really will do it. So practice with your excellent writing skills so when you're writing, you're automatically excellent. Cat goes over here. Hat, fat, cat. Cat. And you can see the letter C and the letter A are the same size, and then a tall T, but not a capital. And then another mystery word popped up, the. Again, that might be one you're not familiar with the spelling of it, so it might take a couple practices. If you didn't spell it correctly, is it okay? Yeah. Just put a circle around it and then go back and fix it. Getting that brain, the listening, the brain, the eyes all working together to remember words you see. Our minds are amazing. And we had Matt, and it goes in the at column. I love this activity because it definitely challenges me in lots of ways. And then our final word was map. And that goes in the app family. So I'm going to put it with its rhyming group. And there's our spelling, reading, rhyming practice. Now, I know you worked hard and you did your best. How many of you out there got them all spelled correctly? Thumbs up to you. How many of you maybe missed one or two? Thumbs up to you. How many of you maybe reversed some letters or put a capital letter where there needed to be a lowercase letter? That's okay too. You can fix it. And if you had a struggle here, that's definitely okay. You can work on practicing these spelling skills every day. Give yourself a little quiz. In the morning when you're brushing your teeth, think about T-H-E, the, C-A-T, cat. All right, spellers, readers, excellent rhymers. I know you worked your hardest and your best. This was a fun activity, and I'm glad that we worked on it together. All right, I want you to join me because we're going to be moving on. We're going to stay with a. I don't even want to hear you say, but Mrs. Davis, we already did a. There are lots of words that we read all the time that have a short a. So we're going to be venturing in to some new a rhyming families. So join me on another reading adventure where we're going to sharpen our skills and be excellent readers together. Phew.
That was easy.
For you and for me. All right, readers, until our next time together, I can't wait for you to join me and let's keep our skills sharp. I'll see ya real soon.